We all saw last week as Donald Trump was listening to Dr. Oz speak about how overweight people can't stay awake and they're just exhausted all the time. And then Donald Trump's off to the side sleeping because he's overweight and old and frail and fragile. And then, of course, the guy passes out in the Oval Office and Trump just stands there. He just woke up from his nap. He's groggy. Well, according to a Washington Post analysis of all the different camera angles, because they wanted to look at all the different footage to make sure they didn't miss anything or undercount or overcount. During that one little press briefing that was supposed to be super important, right? Trump was caught sleeping for a grand total of 20 minutes last Thursday. Gets worse. On Friday, Donald Trump flew to Mar-a-Lago, and a Fox News camera caught him getting off of Air Force One, walking into the presidential limo, and immediately slumping down like he was about to die. In fact, based on that footage, here's what the Daily Beast said. President Donald Trump slumped into a waiting limousine after landing in Palm Beach for a Mar-a-Lago weekend on Friday, even as he demanded lawmakers keep at it in Washington, D.C. amid the ongoing government shutdown. In footage captured by Fox News on Friday night, Trump can be seen slowly making his way off Air Force One. He descends the stairs at a cautious pace and raises his fist after completing the task without incident, before almost collapsing into the seat of his waiting car. We have seen Donald Trump at various other times in his life, during his criminal trial, nodding off, during, the 9/11 memorial, appearing to have somewhat of a stroke with his whole face drooping like he was a candle melting in the sun. So we have seen this man. We have watched as his mental and physical health deteriorates before our very eyes. And the big irony, of course, is that this is karma catching up to him. I mean, Donald Trump has spent the last few years referring to President Biden as Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe can't stay awake. And now Donald Trump is the one who literally can't stay awake. You're falling asleep on camera. You can barely make it downstairs, and you celebrate when you do. You get into your car and you collapse. In spite of all of this White House, this administration tells us repeatedly, several times a week at this point, that Trump is the healthiest human being that's ever lived in the history of Earth. Nobody has ever been as healthy as Trump. This guy is the epitome of what a peak male physical form should be, with his cankles and his bruises and his possible dementia, according to mental health professionals. And of course, the fact that he simply just can't stay awake at all, even during his own press briefings. What gets me about this is not just the lies from the administration, but the still lack of enough coverage of this happening. Again, I'm going to rehash it. If Biden had done this, weeks, we'd hear about it for weeks. There would be think pieces. There would be studies on it. If Biden had done any of, if Biden had done one of the things that Trump has done in the last 3 weeks, we would still be talking about that one thing 3 weeks later if it were Biden. Trump does them every day. He either has a mental breakdown on Truth Social, some kind of flub that is evidence of cognitive decline, or some kind of physical anomaly that we're not getting any answers about. We still don't know why he had the MRI. But this is what it is. This is what's happening. This man is falling to pieces in real time, and it's accelerating. It's getting worse and worse and worse. Each time, as I've said, we also create a new baseline, okay, this is now peak Trump. But then when he gets worse, okay, peak Trump is now down here. And this is why I always say I'm not worried about Trump serving a third term, and nobody should be. Trump should be worried about even being able to finish his second term based on his health, because he is getting much, much worse. And there's no physical way he can get better than he is right now. And the White House can lie and cover it up all they want, but they can't prevent us from seeing what we can see with our own eyes.